Good morning, motor cars. It is January 25th, 2019. Sounds like such a futuristic age. Only one anniversary this weekend on the 27th in the body shop. We have Frank Bruno. Lots and lots of birthdays. Toyota sales, we have India Jefferson. Honda service, Joshua Witters. Daylight Donuts, Terrier. Langford, I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm slaughtering that name. Those are all on the 25th. On the 26th, we have Honda Service, Zach Cooper. Also on the 26th in Toyota Service, Joseph Barteld. On the 27th in Toyota Service, Mike Bell. And on the 27th at the Rainforest Car Wash, we have Darius Babbitt. So happy birthday and happy anniversary to one and all. This day in history, in 1905, in Pretoria, South Africa, the largest diamond in the world was found. Named the Cullinan, it was 3,106 carats and weighed more than a pound. It was later cut into 9 large stones and about 100 smaller ones. One of the things I learned when I was in the jewelry business is diamonds are actually very, very common. And the only reason they cost as much as they do is that a company named De Beers basically limits the global supply and sets all the prices. 1924, first Winter Olympics in the French Alps. 1961, President Kennedy became the first president to hold a live televised news conference. That may not happen for a while again. 1968, Israeli submarine Dakar vanishes without a trace with a crew of 69. We still don't know what happened to it. 1971, cult leader Charles Manson and his followers were convicted of the murders of 7 people. 1980, Paul McCartney of the Beatles and Wings was released from a Tokyo jail and deported from Japan for carrying marijuana. 1981, Jiang Qing, the widow of Chinese leader Mao Zedong, was sentenced to death for her counter-revolutionary crimes during the Cultural Revolution as a member of the Gang of Four. 1995, Russia almost launched all of its nukes because it forgot to tell its military personnel that Norway had told them 9 days earlier that they planned to launch a scientific rocket. We were 7 minutes away from the end of the world. 2003, Giovanni Agnelli, who turned family car company Fiat into a global company, died. Word of the day. Thanks to everybody for filling out the survey. We really appreciate it. We got a lot of good responses, lots of things we'll be getting some knowledge from. When we get it back from the vendor, they basically break it down by department, but not by name. So again, you all remain anonymous, but it'll help us with things as far as how we make motor cars better going into the future. So I really appreciate your help with that. Something kind of interesting for you guys. I heard about something at NPR. You know that I talk a lot about personal finance, that kind of thing, and things that have helped a lot. It's a game that the kids and I have been playing quite a bit ever since we heard about it on NPR. It's called TimeForPayback.com. I highly recommended it. Basically, it's a role-playing game that teaches you how to be wealthy, and it's got a lot of great lessons. That starts with simple things like mowing the lawn, how to pick which college classes you should take, and how much income they'll generate for you later. Lots and lots of good stuff, and it's a lot of fun to play. One of the other things you'll hear about in the next week or so is that the BDC's been working on a business continuity plan in case anything disastrous happens. Pretty much all the businesses that I've ever worked for have had some type of business continuity plan, some of them very involved, where you weren't even allowed to have 2 executives from the same company on the same plane because they were afraid that if it went down, they would lose that much knowledge from us actually being together on the plane. So what we're working on in the BDC is one that incorporates what would happen if there was an active shooter, what would happen if there was a fire in the building, if we lost all of our power, which happens fairly frequently over there in this building, what happens if the phones go down, various systems go down. So we'll be presenting that at the next management meeting and hopefully using it as a template for the rest of the departments too, because I think it's always a good idea that everybody in the company knows what to do if disaster happens. We also had a celebration lunch in the BDC on Thursday because we had a lot of good things that happened in 2018, and we like to look back on the prior year and kind of reminisce a little bit on all the good things that happened and all the work we were able to do. We promoted some folks, Joy, Sierra, and Kiri. We set some folks on the leadership path, Monique and Precious, and they're still on that path. On Toyota Care Redemption, we rose from number 47 to number 3. We've also upped our conversion rate for declined services to 20%, one of the highest in the country. We updated more than 7,000 customer emails and phone numbers in Xtime and continue to do that to this day. We started off with some intern programs and got some wonderful people out of it, Ebony, India, Shamia, and we plan to continue that into this year as well. We got Honda's CSE score above the district, the region, and the nation. Only once, but again, it counts. We got it there. And we saved 184 lives with our airbag inspection campaign. So a lot of good things that happened in the year. That's all I've got for this week. Have a good weekend, Motor Cars.